evening, everyone. Welcome to Rotor Talk Live, Season 6, Episode 35, Hurricane Idalia Watch. How is everyone this evening? Mr. Ron Brown has the evening off, and Mr. Marcus Crawford may join us if he's available. Hope everyone's doing well. Let's see who we have in the chat here. Drone Shots, Mr. B Outdoor Adventures, let's see, John Olson, Sergeant Rock, Akarasho, Leonard Oglesby. Let's see who else we got. Dr. Ted is in the house. Let's see. Drone Views Media. Richard is here. Welcome, Richard. Let's see who. Lauren is here. Welcome, Lauren. USA Drone Flyer. Captain Joe Merrick is here. Let's see who else we got. Drone Pilot is here. Let's see. Going through the list here. Ridge Flyer 32. Greg Pittman. Welcome, Greg. Good to see you. Robert B. Drone. Mark White. Welcome, Mark. Good to see you. Jaya is here, and I thought I saw Art here. I'm not sure, but welcome everyone. Hope you're all doing well this evening. We're gonna just, this is one of these things here. Okay, a lot of people in our community. First thing I'm gonna say is this: we put up our storm shutters. All right, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you probably saw that, and I don't think I posted it to the group, but we put our storm shutters up. Because you never know. Because last year, when Hurricane Ian hit us, it was scheduled. It was up until the last possible minute. It was dead on coming for Tampa. Okay, and at the last possible minute, it veered off and it devastated. You saw what happened to the good folks down at Fort Myers. They were devastated down there. It was a disaster down there. So, that's why, we erred on the side of caution, and not many people put up their storm shutters. And, I don't know about you, but for me and for my wife, peace of mind for security. And number two, if something does happen, all right, and you don't have storm shutters up, your insurance, you might not get your claim taken care of. So yeah, you don't want to mess around with that. So I'm going to give you, we're going to go through some things here. And kind of level set where we're at. We're not going to spend the whole show on this. Just want to let you guys know that. So, all right. Let's go over here. I'm going to go to, let's see here. Go to Bill Jones, your Facebook group. All right. Let's go to, we're going to go to this one right here. All right. You see right here where we're at right now at about it's going to be past us probably around 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning. Here we are. This has consistently been tracking westward and not eastward, which is good. And according to our meteorologist, in this area where it's going to hit, hurricane records are back to 1858, I believe. They don't have any record of a hurricane hitting. There's a term for where the bend is right here in Florida, and they don't have any hurricanes on record hitting that right now. It is a Category 2. It has picked up in intensity, so and they're saying it probably could be a Category 3 before it makes landfall. Now, the big concern for us is probably not so much wind, but is storm surge. We're currently at high tide right now, and that's a very bad thing. And if you guys don't know, Tampa Bay is not very deep. It's about 25 feet deep. You think it's this vast body of water. It's really deep. No, it's not very deep at all. And a lot of times parts of the bay are like completely dry when we get something like this come through. So, and they're talking storm surge in this area right here. We're seeing things like, let me see if they actually that's the actual view from the NOAA plane. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here, all right, let's go here. It is currently 20 to 8 here on August the 29th, 2023, as Idalia is about 275 miles offshore of Tampa. Right now, it is supposed to track west of us. really, it's really been the calmest of the 3 hurricanes that I've been through since I moved down here to Tampa. But hopefully we won't get much. It supposedly will pass by Tampa around 2 a.m. this morning. So stay tuned. I'm going to post items out on Facebook when we get further updates. Thank you for all your thoughts and prayers. Yeah, as you can see, I've posted things like this previously in previous years, and winds blowing, rain's coming down. This is the first time we're having a hurricane pass by close enough, but it's not that far offshore. I mean, it's like 200 miles. It really isn't that far, but it's kind of cloudy up there. But we had some rain earlier and a little bit of wind, but nothing to speak of right now. And I want to show you one more thing, and then we'll kind of wrap things up here. You can take a look and see that's lightning, and that's over the state of Florida right here. And this is from the storm tracker right here. You can see there's lightning all over the place. And one of the other dangers from a hurricane is it produces, with little to no warning, tornadoes. So it really packs a pretty good punch. We'll see probably about 2 a.m. We'll probably get some rain about at that point in time. So we'll kind of play that by ear. I think that's where we're at for that. But I want to appreciate it. I know several of you have reached out. Thank you so much for your care and concern and thoughts and prayers. We really appreciate them down here. I just wish, and I think one of the things that I'm really frustrated about is I see a lot of these people. I mean, a lot of these people were not putting up storm shutters, and you don't roll the dice with something like this. You just don't do that. And yeah, one of the things that we do have some peace of mind about. I was going to post pictures, but I didn't get them out in time. We do have a backup generator. We have a Generac generator, and we're really pleased that we did that. So power failures are going to be a thing of the past for us. It's powered by natural gas. It has a 4G LTE communication system on it, so it will notify us of the status. We have an app. We can check the status of it anytime, anywhere. It does a self-test each week, and it's an internal combustion engine. It sounds like starting a car when it starts up, and it's not quiet. It does make some noise, but we have that kind of peace of mind. We're also going to be looking at getting what's called accordion shutters, and those are shutters that are permanently up there, and they have recesses in the end, and they're pretty small at the ends of the windows, and they fold out, and then you turn a key and lock them, and that's it. It takes, instead of 3 hours for setting up these corrugated metal shutters, it takes 20 minutes to walk around your house, unlock them from their positions, put them in place, and that's it. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and get that done to have just some peace of mind, because we won't be dependent upon anybody to come out, set them up, take them down. I mean, it is a process, and with me just breaking my hand, that even normally, okay, because it involves climbing, and I'm not doing that. I'm done. Okay, I'm nearing retirement, and I want to go through the rest of my life without any more broken bones here. And by the way, this is doing very good. So okay. Just wanted to kind of cover everything here as far as that was concerned. So thank you for bearing with me with that. All right. Okay. There was a lot of firmware updates. Okay. The DJI Mavic 3M, the DJI Mavic 3E, and the DJI Mavic 3T. So let's get to these articles. They were out on Drone DJ. It was very interesting to see that these updates come out here. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to look at the 3M first. All right. There we are. DJI Mavic 3M drone gets multiple new features with latest firmware. According to the release notes shared by DJI, a new firmware update for the 3M adds a JPEG image quality setting for the RGB camera, which can be used in various precision agriculture and environmental monitoring scenarios. Further, it adds a new multispectral format setting for the multispectral camera, supporting TIFF 16-bit or TIFF 8-bit. Another key highlight is the addition of Find My Drone function, which can be used in scenarios such as aircraft emergency landing or flyaway to obtain information about the aircraft's last known coordinates. DJI Mavic 3 Enterprise and DJI Mavic 3 thermal drones have also received this capability through a fresh firmware update today. And then let's go ahead and go over to them here. Hang on. Let's go ahead. I'm going to stop this. And then we're going to go ahead and bring that up. You see DJI Mavic 3E, 3T, get Find My Drone feature with firmware update. That's what we just talked about. Mavic 3E and 3T drone users can now update their aircraft and tells you about the version here. A key highlight of the new feature is Find My Drone function, which can be used in scenarios such as aircraft emergency landing and flyaway to obtain information about the aircraft's last known position. Okay, this is good information. It's good that DJI has updated it, but my big question right off the top of the bat is why wasn't it on? You pay this for an enterprise level drone, okay? I think it should be on there already. That's my 2 cents worth, okay? That's just kind of where I'm coming from, guys. I don't know about you. So 31 hurricanes and 34 tropical storms. Yep. It's Captain Joe. You know what I'm talking about, okay? And it's everybody's uptight. Everybody, just kind of add on a little more here. There's runs at the grocery store, especially on water. We stocked up. We were out Saturday, and I ordered from Sam's, and we had plenty. We ended up getting plenty of water. This is also, and I'm going to add, and I'm sorry, I'm kind of piggybacking onto my hurricane stuff here. This is the first time it was just Valerie and I. Back in 2017, I forget the name of the hurricane, we had a house full. We had both of Valerie's folks, their dog. We had our 2 dogs. We had Jessica and her roommate and Jessica's dog. And it was interesting to say the least. Okay. There wasn't a lot of sleep that night. It was pretty windy. It was rather interesting. We were hit pretty good with that. There was a lot of debris out there with that one, but yeah, this is interesting. This is the first one where we were only experiencing, it's just Valerie and I, which, I don't mind. It's just like, we'll be tomorrow morning. Everything should be good. From what we're hearing, we should be okay. Probably going to get a lot of rain, probably not a lot of wind. We're hopeful of that. We don't live in a flood zone, which is a good thing. They've evacuated lower lying areas. It's mandatory evacuation whenever a hurricane hits, because these storm surges are what, and flooding is what kills people. Not the high winds, not even tornadoes, okay? Because all our homes down here since 1984 are block homes, okay? It's by code, because when Andrew hit, it destroyed thousands and thousands of homes, and that's because they were built like they are up north, with stick. I'll call it stick construction, okay? They build them with block down here, okay? They're not. Our houses aren't going anywhere. So, all right, enough of that. All right. Let's see. We covered that. All right. Well, I spelled Berlin wrong. Okay. DJI's at the Berlin IFA conference, and it's a lot like, CES at the beginning of the year. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that here. Let's go ahead and get this article up. All right. Amid U.S. blacklisting turbulence, DJI looks to Europe with return to Berlin's IFA show. Okay. The world's largest drone manufacturer and enterprise applications manufacturer, DJI, says it will attend the 2023 IFA Consumer Electronics Trade Show in Berlin that starts Friday. DJI announced its intention to attend this year's IFA. The company said return to the event, which runs from September 5th, 1 to 5 in the German capital, will provide visitors the high-profile, immersive experience with its unmatched aerial, handheld, and cinematography product portfolio, including drones, action cameras, cinematic gear, and myriad accessories, okay? And they get into an article here. And again, as always, all these articles are out on Build a Drone Reviewer Facebook group, so you feel free to read this at your leisure. But, this was significant. They're out there. They haven't been there for quite some time, I believe. Focus on your mind. Also, DJI, a valuable hedge to booming business in the U.S. that has experienced both disruption and market share declines and protectionist political efforts to blacklist its drones. Okay, so they're smart. They're marketing. They want to get their presence felt in Europe in a good way, and they're doing that. So I think that's a good thing for them. So stay tuned. Hopefully there'll be some good things that come out of this conference. One of the things I'm really kind of surprised at right now is it's been like superty duperty quiet. I mean, just superty duperty quiet on the Mini 4 front. Nothing from our buddy Igor out on Twitter. Haven't seen anything on Drone DJ or Drone XL. So cross your fingers. We'll probably have something come out later this week, maybe. Who knows? If it does, I'll make sure get you guys updated on that. But my thinking is, with them announcing the Mini 3 Pro on sale, that the Mini 4 Pro is right around the corner. We're going to see it sooner rather than later. I think it will be out well before November, well before Black Friday. That's just my take on things. So keep an eye on it. Like I said, and I'll keep you guys up to date on this. As soon as I see some more things, we'll get you guys informed. Want to keep you guys on top of that. Okay. All right. What we got here? I hesitate to call it a long-term review. This is what the article calls it. And we're gonna go over this here because I thought it was important. And I think it was drone supremacy. I'm not 100% sure, but let's go ahead and bring that up. Drone supremacy. Drone supremacy did this article. This was out on Drone XL. Okay, long-term review. Today I want to share my long-term impressions of the DJI Air 3. And again, this is out on Build a Drone Reviewer Facebook group, so go ahead and do that. He really emphasizes the 70 millimeter medium telephoto lens on the Air 3, which is identical to the one on the Mavic 3 Pro. The lens is the most innovative feature DJI has introduced lately. I'm enamored with its focal length and the distinct look it offers compared to the usual wide-angle lens, which has become mundane. This lens provides a refreshing change. Its unique perspective surprises the viewer, providing an element of novelty. I initially experienced this thrill with the Mavic 3 Pro. Delighted to see it on the Air 3. Consequently, I was exploring ways to integrate the 70 millimeter lens with a 24 millimeter wide-angle lens. The combination offers more compelling footage, making shots more dynamic and lively. Okay, and there's a picture of the drone with the camera. Those dismissing the lens as mere gimmick, they're mistaken. Different lenses offered varied perspectives, and this is just another instrument for capturing captivating visuals. If one fails to leverage it, the fault lies with the user, not the equipment. Another point I'd like to address about the camera is its lack of 5K resolution. Where the Air 2S has 1-inch sensor boasting 5.3K or 5.4K, DJI Air 3 maxes out at 4K at 60 frames per second. Generally, this isn't a significant concern. However, I do miss the flexibility the larger resolution offers, especially when adjusting perspectives or adding subtle zooms to making footage more dynamic. While the absence of 5K isn't a deal breaker, I do wish DJI 3 supported it or even a higher resolution. Okay, and there's some of the pictures right here. As I've used the drone daily, I've noticed minor details that significantly impact my overall experience. For example, the Air 3 weighs 720 grams, heavier than the Air 2S, but lighter than the Mavic 3 Pro. Having a lightweight drone in my bag has been invaluable. Additionally, the Air 3 is heavier than the Air 2S. It boasts superior wind resistance, and this has been particularly useful this summer given the unpredictable weather. Despite the intense heat, there has been numerous days with strong winds. Remarkably, the Air 3 performed admirably in these conditions. The Air 3 excels at confronting wind challenges and continues to record seamlessly. As long as it doesn't take undue risks, the drone performs reliably in nearly all weather conditions, barring hurricane-level disturbances. Okay, the long flight time, especially with the FlyMore combo, has been a delight. The drone promises up to 46 minutes of flight time on paper. Reality delivers between 35 to 40 minutes, which is fantastic. Okay, and then he goes on with some other things, a vertical video with the Air 3, about it being versatile, the OcuSync 4, and it has been amazing. The range has been amazing for me as well, too. DJI long-term review and conclusions. Long-term impression is overwhelmingly positive. It's one of the most remarkable drones DJI has ever produced, giving its diverse features, intelligent flight modes, and other state-of-the-art attributes. Okay, and this is something I would wholeheartedly agree. Okay, this is a drone that has really kind of changed the game for me. All right, you know, I was missing the Mavic 3 after I sold it, and you know, right after I sold it, I had the Mavic 3 Pro, and then this happened, and I returned the Mavic 3 Pro, and then I got the Air 3, and I'm going to say this. Okay, I've never been more enamored with the drone like I have with the Air 3. Every time I take it up, I get incredible video from it. I can't emphasize that enough. It's like pulling it right off the SD card, no filtering it, you know, no color grading, no nothing. Put it out there. It is just, it's incredible, the video that you get off of this drone. I can't say enough for that. So, and I did shoot another video. I got one coming out later this week on it, and just it was another one where it really impressed me. I was so impressed with this. It just does an incredible job. So I can't say enough about it. I really can't. Richard, that's a good one. I like that. At the rate DJI pumps out new drones, the Air 3 is already collecting Social Security. That's probably true. Okay, it probably is true. And my travails with Social Security past couple of days, I signed up for Medicare, what I thought was Medicare Part A, because I'm 65. Well, unbeknownst to me, I signed up for Medicare Part B. They started charging me premium. I'm still on my wife's coverage, so I filed an appeal with Social Security today to get that stopped. So yeah, gotta love deal. Well, I called early in the morning. Okay, if you call like between 8 and 9 in the morning, it only takes about 20 or so minutes to get through. If you call later past 9, forget it. But you know, I'm on my soapbox about that. Yes, mad props. I agree with you. It's just, I have never been this impressed with a drone out of the box. And I don't think we've had any firmware updates, okay? Or, you know, we had an initial one, but, you know, this has just been just tremendous. Yeah, Mill City Sky, yeah, it is. One more back, yeah. You know what? I've gone out, and I'm going to tell you this, okay? You know, I did get the Fly More. I only go through one battery, okay? I don't go through 2 batteries when I'm out flying. I mean, it's crazy. It really is, and it's a lot of fun. The new FPV, Lauren, I'm all ears. I had no idea. I don't know if Igor posted it or what. But if you want to drop it in the chat, please do so. I had no idea about that. None. That's interesting. Thank you for bringing that up. Okay. You know, one of the things that I wanted to go over here tonight. Okay. And this was just such a compelling article. It was so good. And, you know, before I get into the article about this, and I thought this was really noteworthy in going over this here. You know, back in the day, and I'm going to go back to say maybe 5 years ago or so, 6 years, 2017. All right. So you had the DJI Mavic Pro, you had the Spark, you had the Phantom. All right. It was pretty easy. It was pretty clear cut, you know, where things fell in line. Okay. For DJI, there was, you know, the lines weren't blurry. Okay. It was pretty clear cut where the Spark was. Okay. It was pretty clear cut about the Mavic Pro, and it was pretty clear cut about the Phantom 4 Pro. Okay. Just, they were, you know, they each had their niche. They were very specific. You knew what you were going to get from each one of those drones. Okay. And the game has completely changed. And this was a great article. And I want to spend a few minutes going over this because I think this is really important because, you know, one of the questions that I get a lot of, and I know like Ron and Marcus, Johnny, probably, you know, Ray, other people, you know, get it as well, is, you know, what kind of a drone should I buy? And let's go over this because I think it's worthwhile, and I think it's really good, especially if some of you are still looking for your first drone, or in the market for a drone, I think this is a really good article to go over. So let me go ahead and get this article up here. Now, I'd really like the title here, which DJI drone should you buy, and why that isn't an easy question anymore, okay? With the release of the Air 3, we now have every non-FPV video drone that DJI offers in its third generation. I'm going to talk about the Inspire 3 today. So which drone is best for you? Well, the answer isn't as straightforward as it used to be. Before the Mini 3 Pro was released in 2022, choosing a drone was pretty straightforward. If you were doing professional work, you got the Mavic 3. On a budget or just want a high-quality photo drone, Air 2S. And if you were just starting out or wanted to fly for fun, Mini 2 or FPV. Then the Mini 3 Pro came into the scene and messed everything up. While it didn't come anywhere close to competing with the Mavic 3 on video quality, it did well enough at a low enough price. I can't argue with those for using it for small-time gigs. For now, here's a list of camera drones DJI offers. Let's try to answer the question of which drone you should buy. Mini 2 SE, Mini 3, Mini 3 Pro, Air 3, Mavic 3 Classic, Mavic 3 Pro, and Cine, Inspire 3, Avata. Okay, what are your intentions with the drone? I'm getting this point out of the way because if I wait until the end to say this, you're going to give me some hate. The current lineup of drones from DJI, in my opinion, you cannot go wrong if all you want is a drone with good photo and video quality. It really has to come down to what sort of work or use case you have. All of DJI's consumer products offer quick shots, 30-plus minute rated flight time, and except for the Mini 2 SE 4K video. So if all you're looking for is a drone to capture your vacations and outings, just get the one that best fits your budget. You will not be disappointed in the quality. If you're not doing any professional work, my suggestion is not to go any higher than the Air 3. After that, you start paying for features or specs you'll probably never need. That's excellent advice. However, over all of DJI's drones, I've broken down which ones you should buy into three categories. All right. One drone I will not be including is the Avata. Extremely fun and capable Cinewhoop style drone comes in at $1278 for the Explorer combo. For those looking for just a fun drone to fly about, you can't go wrong. With the Motion 2 controller, you'll be an FPV expert in a matter of minutes. For those looking for advice for more advanced offerings, you're going to have to look for another source with more experience in that field, okay? First-time flyers and social media, all right? Beginning flyers. If you're looking to experience a world of drone flight for the first time or looking to purchase someone their first drone, DJI's Mini lineup is where to start. 3 drones make up the current lineup: Mini 2 SE, Mini 3, and Mini 3 Pro. The ones you want to look at are the Mini 2 SE and the Mini 3. The Mini 2 SE and the Mini 3 are DJI's most basic and beginner options for those who want to start flying drones. Coming in at $339, the Mini 2 SE is DJI's cheapest option and comes with everything you'll need to start gaining flight experience. With its 1/2.3-inch 12-megapixel camera, it's anything to write home about. It flies great and can still capture some amazing shots once you learn to use it, okay? If you're looking for something a little more beefed up, the Mini 3 for $130 more will give you larger and more powerful camera, similar to what the Air 3 on the Air 3 and Mavic 3 Pro. This also gives you more flight time, and if you don't mind breaking a 250-gram threshold, the Intelligent Plus battery will give you up to 50 minutes of flight time. Both the Mini 2 SE and 3 are great options for those looking for a more entry-level and affordable DJI product, okay? Social media content creators, okay? While either of these drones will work well with social media content creation, the 3 series will be your best option here. This is where the Mini 3 Pro comes in. While much pricier than its non-Pro counterpart, both it and the non-Pro version offer true vertical photos and video physically rotating cameras so you don't lose quality. With the Mini 3 Pro, you also gain some primitive obstacle avoidance front, back, and below 4K 60 video and master shots. Drone gives you everything you need to start making epic content, all right? Now, for hobbyists and entry-level professionals. For those looking to get more out of their drones, start making money doing real estate photography, these drones will be your best bet. Take the Air 3, for example. The 1/1.3-inch cameras come from the Mini 3 Pro and Mavic 3 Pro. So it's going to take more than just camera specs to determine which drone is best for you. Let's return to the Mini 3 Pro, for example. Small form factor, low noise, and ease of use make it great for creators on the go, for those who don't want to make a scene. The Mini 3 Pro is used extensively in real estate photography world for its ease of use, ability not to cause too much of a scene flying. The Mavic 3 family, however, brings you much larger micro 4/3 5.1K wide-angle Hasselblad camera into the mix. hands down one of the best cameras on a DJI drone within reach of most buyers. With a variable aperture of f2.8 to f11, this is the closest DJI gets to giving you a full-featured flying camera. Then begs the question of whether or not you should get the Mavic 3 Classic, $15.99, or Mavic 3 Pro, $21.99. The Classic gives you the Hasselblad camera, while the Pro pairs with a 1/1.3-inch 3x 70mm equivalent zoom camera and a 1/2-inch 7x 160mm equivalent zoom camera. Personally, I love the ability these zoom cameras give me, especially in drone photography or shooting in crowded specs like cities. Okay, and I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to say, if you're looking at this category for a drone, one thing that you do want to do without question, okay, that zoom feature on the Air 3 is incredible, okay? And this, if you're looking for a drone in this category, I would go with the Mavic 3 Pro. That's my advice. And I'm going to go over all these after we're done. And I thought, and I hope you guys are enjoying this, because I think it's worthwhile, and I think this is something we need to pass on. First one, yeah, and that's true. That's very true, Richard. All right. Two suggestions for you to use a rental company like Lens Rentals to do a short trial with one for a weekend, with the downside being you're spending extra money, or taking advantage of Amazon's return policy. The Mavic 3 Pros is the drone for you. Return it for a Mavic 3 Classic, okay? And that is some good advice, okay? Because Amazon does have a great return policy. The Air 3 is a drone smack dab in the middle of DJI's lineup. You can get to be pretty good all-around drone. The Air 3 brings a dual camera system that takes the wide-angle camera from the Mini 3 Pro, pairs it with a 3x zoom from the Mavic 3 Pro. Both are 1/1/3 inch cameras that shoot up to 4K 60 and 48 megapixel photos. The price, which starts at $10.99, it gets a little more exciting. It's truly a middle-of-the-road drone and perfect for most jobs out there. If I didn't have any drones and wanted something to start out with, this would be the one that I would get. Okay, now if you do this for a living, and where he's going right here is he's going to start out, not going to explain the difference in features and what you get for the $47.99 price tag, okay, for the Mavic 3 Pro Cine. And the $16,499, not including lens price tag, and the Inspire 3. That's because not all these features matter to those buying this drone. The biggest question when purchasing either of these drones is not just do you need it, but also what is the return on investment, okay? From my experiences applying the Inspire 3, it's not what you might think. It's a completely new system that's designed to be used in specific use cases and isn't just a scaled-up Mavic 3. Yes, you can do everything a regular quadcopter can do and get some truly breathtaking shots out of it, but that's not what it was designed for. So if either of these two price tags make you wince a little, it's safe to assume it's probably not the level for you, okay? Now, this is a great article here, all right? And, one of the things, some things I want to talk about, and they really kind of did a great job in categorizing these and looking at needs and use cases. And they really hit the nail on the head with the last two, with the Mavic 3 Cine and with the Inspire 3. Those are going to be specific use cases. Those are going to be, you're a professional, okay? You're not a hobbyist. You're a professional. This is not buying it just to have fun with, okay? You're using it professionally, getting professional shots with this. I mean, remember the Inspire 3 here, guys. I'm not 100% sure, but you either get or should get two controllers with it, because one actually controls the drone, the other one controls the camera. And, there's so much focus on that. That's important. And you're going to use it in a professional setting, especially kind of the same thing with a Mavic 3 Cine. Okay, you won't need two people flying it, but, okay, you're going to really need to know and have a great use case for this, all right? I would say overall, for me right now, as far as a drone is concerned, all right, a Mavic 3 Pro is still not off the table for me. If my funds become available, that would be something that I would look at. But I think here, the gist of this article is, you're looking at your use cases, okay? Like hobbyists and entry-level professionals, okay? They're dividing it up really well here. Beginning flyers, okay? Social media content creators, okay, which includes yours truly here. Hobbyists and entry-level professionals. And you do this for a living, all right? And, this is a really good analysis here. That's a good point, Mad Props. That's a really good point. You don't know, when you're doing this for a living, you have to look at all the features that it's going to benefit you. If you're a hobbyist, okay, and if you want to afford a little bit more of a drone, that's fine. That's up to you and the price level you're comfort at. And I know Marcus has said on a number of occasions when we've talked about it, he would talk like the Inspire 3. There would be things on there that I don't even know. All right, I know Marcus said, and same for me too. Okay, there's settings on there. There's different things you just don't know. Okay, and that's one of the things for me. What I love, and I would love an Inspire 3. Okay, but I don't have a use case for it. Okay, I could fly it up to the clubhouse. I could fly it out of the field and everything. I could fly it down into the bay. I wouldn't fly it. I wouldn't do that though because it's $16,000 drone. But I don't have a use case for it. Okay, someone who has a business, say like our good friend Ken Dono. Okay, he has a use case for something like that, and I know he said he's using the Air 3 more for his real estate work, which is fantastic because of the results he's getting from that. So it really kind of depends on where you fit in one of these categories. This would be an article I would bookmark and reference and go back to. And I would also highly recommend, if you have friends who are asking you questions about what kind of a drone should I get, go back to this article because there's a lot of wisdom in these words. Okay. And especially, looking for somebody and see, now, one of the things this article, it did really well, but one of the things it kind of touched on, but it really didn't address, it talked about going up the weight from one drone to the other. I think it was going from the Air 2S to the Air 3. The Air 3 weighs more and it's better in the wind. Okay. And that's one thing with the mini drones you have to understand. And that's one thing that I do almost always ask people, that email me questions about, what kind of a drone should I get? And I ask them, what kind of weather do you have there year round? Okay. Do you have a lot of wind up there? Because if you have a lot of wind, that really changes my answer, even for a beginner. All right. I would point them in something like an Air 2S. That's what my son-in-law has right now. He bought a refurbished one and he's having a total blast with it. Okay. You want to have something that's beefier, can be able to handle the wind. He lives up in Ohio. Okay. And I can tell you most of the time it's fairly windy up there. All right. If you live in an environment where there's low to moderate wind, then you can look. I would suggest looking at a mini drone. Okay. And for me, of course, I got them because it's part of the channel. And when you fly those mini drones, one of the things you need to remember, and I think you guys would probably agreeing. Absolutely, KC Crime Fighter, and welcome, by the way. Good to see you tonight. Thanks for stopping by. That's one of the things that I would recommend is, you can use it, but you have to be very careful in what kind of a scenario you would use it at. And I would almost always recommend for somebody, for somebody who's starting out, okay, to get something a little bit beefier. That's just me, okay? Yeah, I have no arguments there, Richard. None whatsoever. It really is. It ticks all the boxes and it checks all the boxes. And I think for me, especially, I have had such great success with it. I have so enjoyed it. It's been incredible. So again, bookmark this article. I'm going to go ahead. What I'm going to do is, I normally don't do this, but I'm going to go ahead and drop this in the chat. And I would highly recommend you guys, bookmark this and keep it because it really is a good article. It really, gives you a great perspective on what you should buy. So that's my 2 cents worth on all this tonight. We're done for tonight. I'm done. Marcus and Ron, had a good evening out doing some things, and I hope you guys had a good evening. And it was good. This was a good discussion tonight. You guys were great in the chat. Want to thank you guys for that. Very good, Casey Crime Fighter. That is very good. That is absolutely very good, very good statement there. I agree. I agree with that. I want to, just a few closing thoughts before we head out. And I know this is kind of early for me. Normally I don't, because normally there's more to talk about. And tonight there's just not a, this is what it is. One of the things for me this week, it's on the 31st, it's going to be the 10th anniversary of my mom passing away. And August is a hard month because the first of the month she went to the hospital, and August 31st, she went to be with the Lord. And it was 10 years ago, and it was really rough for us. And what especially was rough, I was trying to get my kids down, and they were flying down on the 31st, but they were changing planes when I called them to tell them that Grandma had passed away. And that was a hard thing. And it was very hard. But one of the best things for me personally, and forgive me for spending some time on this, but one of the things for me that really kind of resonated for me with a profound impact was my beautiful wife, Valerie, got to know and love my mom. My mom was all about love, and she was a Christian. There was no question about that. And today, if you're friends with me on Facebook, I posted, people leave legacies. And one of the legacies that my mom has left and had an impact on our family is love. And in fact, one of the words that she would detest from me is using the word hate. I mean, I could cuss. I wouldn't hear words, but boy, if I used the word hate, I heard it, and I heard it in a loud way, and it was made clear that was a word that we didn't use in our house. And my mom was all about that. She loved everybody. She was just such a warm, wonderful, kind, caring, loving person. She was an incredible grandmother to all three of my kids. And I know she would have been an incredible great grandma to Ellie and Addie, but that legacy is passed down, that legacy of love. And I'm going to close on a positive note. Okay. My granddaughter, Ellie. All right. She loves to do FaceTime with Grandma. She likes to call him Valerie Granny. She calls me Grandpa. Okay. She loves doing FaceTime with us. So usually once a week, my son-in-law, Andy, will do Facebook FaceTime with us, and she gets to see us. And she's so excited and so amped up about it. She told Andy, she said, I want to sing a song. All right. Not prompted. Okay. This is not prompted at all. Mary Had a Little Lamb. All right. How do I have any problems after hearing my 4-year-old granddaughter singing that to me? Okay. And she gets excited about talking to her grandparents. That's just absolutely incredible. We're hopefully making plans to get up there in December this year. Okay. No more broken hands. No more. I'm going to live in a bubble the week before we go up there. So we head up there. But thank you for allowing me some time on my soapbox here. Appreciate that. Thank you guys. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you, all Mill City and everybody. Thank you guys. Really, thank you so much. As always, guys, remember, it's a great day to fly. I'll keep you updated on the hurricane. Hopefully everything will blow over. Take care and have a great rest of your evening.